Hi guys, I'm RC and you're watching a legendary speedrun of Tip of the Spear from Halo Reach. This one is a little bit different. It is a zero-shot run, which means I do not shoot any weapons at all, apart from the one on the Falcon, because you die if you don't do that, basically. Now, this bit is probably the very hardest. Got to throw a grenade to get the grunt out of the turret, and another one to get that grunt out of the turret. Get close to him, melee him, so he's dead. And by this point the Pelican is coming in, but that other grunt from the other shade turret is still alive, so he's not coming down. And this is the bit where, you know, things can go all to hell basically. Now, Cat has been very helpful there, and she's actually distracting them, getting up all in their faces, making them fire lots of explosives everywhere into the middle, and they've actually managed to kill themselves. So I had to do something very dangerous first, and then that triggered Cat to do something that was actually useful for once. Now I'm going to pick up Cat because I will need her to actually fire some weapons for me. Since this is a zero-shot run, I can't use the guns of the Warthog myself, or of the Ghost, or a Revenant, or anything like that. So I do need her in the Warthog. And I will also need some grenades, because I used the 2 grenades that I had to get through this area, and I'll need some more grenades to try and get through the next area. So I was just going to circle around and try and kill this elite. Fortunately they did that for me. Oh, found a grenade, a frag grenade and 2 plasmas, which is actually better than I was hoping. I was hoping for just 2 plasmas, because that'll help me destroy the gun in the next area. Now I'm trying to get this trooper out, so give him a grenade launcher so he's actually a bit more useful, and then get Cat in the gunner because she's just got an assault rifle and can't trade with Spartans because they're really crazy about what weapons they use or something, but they're not being helpful to me at the minute. This is why you need to be able to communicate with your allies and just say, no, no, get in the goddamn side seat. And here I am trying to force them to be creative, but no. Probably should have gotten the side seat while that Marine was in the driver's seat. Didn't occur to me at the time, I was just getting a bit too frustrated. And I was just like, okay, screw this, let's just mount up and let's go. So not ideal, wasted a little bit of time, but hey, this is the first time that anybody has ever got through this level on Legendary without firing shot. You know, don't tell me I don't do new stuff, you guys. So I'm going to go around the back here. Obviously killing all the enemies would be too dangerous and take too long, and don't want to do that. Frontal assault wouldn't be a very good idea either. Probably die there. So just being careful about this guy. So I'm going to swing around the back. Obviously I can't shoot it as you would in the normal legendary run, or you know, on mythic or whatever. Can't use grenade launcher die like I do in my mythic run. So I'm going all the way around the back here. This is actually a route, one of the routes I once used for a mythic completion a long time ago. Little crouch jump up there. I've got 2 plasmas. Just drop them on the doorstep to the core there, and that'll kill it. There we go. This is pretty dangerous. Cat's jumped off like a moron. She caused my death by doing that a few times before. And I'm still dying even if I've decided to leave Cat on her own. But I do still need her because the only advantage she has is that she's invincible, basically. Needed to distract, hopefully throw a few grenades. She's not as happy with grenades as you might hope, even with catch on. Sorry, there's no catch on this. This is just standard legendary. Come on, Cat. Just gonna get health and another grenade. Hopefully that Revenant doesn't shoot me. I think it's still around somewhere. And I'm being a really good driver. Doesn't matter. Oh, like, great. Now they do what I want. Great job, guys. Oh, there's a Revenant. It's a bit scary. Obviously, it's not a required kill. I'm not going to stick around to bother trying to kill it. This run, zero-shotting this already takes a fair amount of time. Now, if Cat had just stayed in the Warthog, I would have been able to save, I don't know, probably 30 seconds there, easy. But she really does not like staying in the Warthog while you're not in it. I don't know why. Wish I could tell it otherwise. Slow down so I don't go flying off because of the needle rifles hitting me in the back. Couple of skirmishes here, 3 skirmishes, no problem, even on 0 shot because you got a gunner. Now, obviously, since I need Cat for the second tyrant gun, or at least to help me clear the enemies around it, I'm gonna have to be much more aggressive and a very different path here than you would usually see. Just gonna dump her in the middle of the bridge. Hopefully she can do a lot of damage. So she's helped, but the warthog is now flown off the side of the bridge. So I've got to be careful. Crouch down here. I'm trying to get that shade destroyed because I don't want anybody else to get into it. And I'm looking for more grenades, but unfortunately there is none. Just gonna move up. Hopefully there aren't any more enemies around here. Giving him a DMR hopefully can be a little more effective. It doesn't usually work. Oh shit. Now grunt in that. Gonna try and sneak around these bollards while he's distracted by Cap. This is why I need her. Lucky grenade there. And take it out.
New intelligence.
Looking around for more grenades here so I can blast my way through the BXR facility. I can't skip it, otherwise that will leave Cat behind. And I tried doing sort of tricky things like going through a little bit so she'll like follow it behind me, but it didn't really seem to work consistently and enemies started spawning all over the place. So just gonna a much more sort of usual run through this and actually kill enemies. I mean, it's still gonna be unusual since I'm not using guns, but not gonna skip it completely. That's an exploding tank, as you well know. And I've run out of grenades. I was hoping to get a few more than this. Don't really want to go next to it while there's enemies there that could kill me. That guy is being really smart. He's just walking into a nice. Here I'm having another check, see if there are any more grenades. There is not. It's a complete waste of time, I think. So this is the first time that I'm aware that anybody has done this level 0 shot. It's pretty tricky to try and figure out how you do that first bit, especially second bit, the tyrant gun. It's not too bad. This bit is just a little frustrating about availability of grenades. If you have grenades, it's not too hard. There's plenty of cover. Your cat can help you. Second tyrant gun, that area is time consuming.
Target acquired.
You're not killing people? Okay. There we go. So using these sort of pillars to advance on enemies. Undercover, just the elite. Looks like his turret has been destroyed already, which is good for me. Quickest way is to kill him with a melee battle. Obviously, if he gets down my shields, this is legendary, so if my shields are damaged too much, he'll just kill me in one melee. Waiting for the right opportunity. Here we go. Wah! Kill stealing a bit. Should have got a medal for that. Another frag, always useful. Now the trickiest thing here is the zealot. Obviously if you're speedrunning this, he wouldn't even spawn, and if you're playing this normally, you could just kill him with a DMR, and that's not too hard. Got a concussion rifle, which is not fun when you haven't got guns yourself.
Get off my back.
Hoping Cat will advance and distract him, so I can come up with some stickies or something. It's all about sort of maneuvering around. whittling off these enemies, striking where I can. There we go. That should take out him. Very afraid of that Zealot Elite. Very tough shields. And with a concussion rifle, we're gonna really need to be very close before I could engage him. Now here I was considering like whether I could jump up there and flank him, but then Cat started retreating and he started throwing grenades at me, and I was just like, yeah, I don't really want that to happen. So since this is the first time that anybody's done this, this is de facto a world record. You're welcome to try and beat it if you want. Fairly obvious way you could save the time. Kill enemies quicker, basically. You will have some frustration with the allies and having enough grenades though. That Zealot is just through that other doorway there. Not killing me this time though. Looking for grenades again. No luck. Don't want to deal with vehicles down the line, so we're going to take these guys out. Wah! Picking that up just in case I manage to get a trooper in my side seat of the Revenant. They're pretty effective with it once you get them in. Just clear out these enemies as well, so hopefully if I need to come back I'll have a couple grenades. I mean, in theory you could kill most of the enemies at the second tyrant gun with just this and splatter them and forget about Cat, but the problem comes with the race. Unless you manage to get them all on their own and tag them in the back with the grenade, you'd be stuffed. Here I am just gonna get this Warthog, because that'll be useful for taking out enemies. Also gonna build a little ramp up onto this little plateau in the center of the area here. So I'll put the Warthog there, and you'll notice like a little dip in the sort of rock face there, and that's the part I'm gonna jump up to. Gonna need to make a stack of 2 vehicles though. You ain't never seen this in a speedrun before. Trying to get it over on top of it at the minute, but I've completely forgotten how to raise the nose of the Revenant because I've been playing like Halo 3 and Halo 3 ODST recently, and all the control scheme is different, and I'm like, I don't know how to do this anymore. That was a bit of a dumb moment. Still trying to remember how to do it, and I decided, do you know what, screw it. I'm just going to put the Revenant here instead, and then I'm going to drive the Warthog on top instead. Probably should have done that in the first place, to be honest. Oh well, live and learn. Skirmishers there, shouldn't have too much trouble. I just run past them. 2 plasmas, gonna go in the back door. And on foot, the buggers shouldn't be too much of a problem. They just sort of fly around and don't really bother you, they go outside. Still gonna do it quick. 1, and there we go. Gonna go this way, otherwise it's a much longer route in front of a bunch of enemies as well. Now with the 2 guns dead, I just need to deal with 1, maybe 2 wraiths. 2 if I'm unlucky, 1 if I'm lucky, and that's where you could also save time if you were lucky here. So here I am, gearing up to go splattering, and hopefully pick up one of those troopers so I can give him a plasma launcher. But there are 2 wraiths, so I'm unlucky, and this is going to be a pain in the butt. And all the troopers are dead. So I've got to fall back to plan B, basically, which is using Cat as a mobile turret on the chain gun Warthog. So it involves a bit of back and forth, switching vehicles, but it's the way you got to do it if you ain't got any weapons. So for those who don't know, Zero Shot is basically, Master Chief, didn't use his guns. Could you get through? Obviously Halo is a first-person shooter, or that's what it's commonly known as. And it's like, well, what if you took out that shooting part? There is still a lot of other ways you can kill enemies. Melee, they're all fine. You can get allies to gun for you. You can trade out weapons with them. And you can still splatter enemies. So you still got lots of options. This is something that started back in Halo 1. Most levels of Halo 1 have been done Zero Shot. And the whole game has been done segmented, but I don't think in one life. Because Zero Shot, obviously you could sort of try forever and you'd probably eventually get through. But there's an extra rule that you can't have deaths in it either. And that's to stop people submitting like 5-hour runs with like 1,000 deaths in them. So I'm circling around trying to get Cat to fire on these wraiths a bit. Not as easy as you would like. It'd be easier if Cat would actually like shoot the huge targets that she can see from miles away. But she's not. And obviously this Warthog is very damaged, so I don't want it to explode on me. Also trying to use those 2 trees there to sort of block some of the race shots. This is tactical, like I do know what I'm doing. Whoa, that was a bit close. This would have been much easier if I managed to save one of the Marines, and or if one of the wraiths had thrown themselves off the cliff, like they often do, randomly. This is basically as worse as it could go. But you know what? I thought Halo 4 is going to be out soon. I really can't be arsed like trying to deal with randomness in this game and trying to get this faster. That's somebody else's job if they want to do it. I'll just lay down the groundwork and then you guys can optimize it. I mean, I am being a bit probably overcautious here, circling around quite so much. But I really don't want to die. Once I get one of them, it'll be much easier. And this one's close. Come on, Cat. There we go. With just one, it's much easier to keep the tree in between me and him. Might even just sit here and let Cat shoot it. No, I have to move a little bit. Come on, Cat. You know, for such a large target, she needs a very short distance to actually engage it. It's like, but what if I miss? Like, it really doesn't matter. It's infinite ammo, Cat. Come on. And now she's right in front of it. and she was still taking breaks. Right, two biggest threats. You might think the hunters are kind of big threats as well. Not really.
More with that came
Either
from.
can leave Cat to try and shoot them, try and splatter them with the Revenant. With a bit of practice, that's fairly doable. You have to sort of curve boost at them, if that makes any sense. You can't go straight at them, obviously, because they'll just blow you up. So as they're charging up, they sort of try and shoot straight at you, so you have to curve round sort of their line of fire.
Maneuver us into position.
This one's fairly effective at cleaning up the little guys.
Keep it steady.
Now, I'm going to try and leave her there to just shoot at them. But Cat's really, really stubborn, so I don't think she will stay there. Gonna pick up the Revenant, try and speed this thing up. Go splatter some enemies, including some hunters, hopefully. Just gotta be careful, know where they are first. No, Cat's not in the water anymore. There they are. So you do a fair amount of damage if you just sort of collide with them with the Revenant. You do a lot more damage if you sort of wedge them in between something. And the very quickest way to kill hunters with the Revenant is to sort of hit them, push them along into a rock, or an angled face of some kind, maybe even a tree, and then send them flying off to the right here, over that edge and down into the ravine, and then they'll die instantly. But that is really hard to do because it requires them to be in certain positions. Got to get the right angle on them. See, that one's too far away for me to hit him into anything. Come at this one from behind, try and get a bit of damage on him, and then run away. Might be able to squish him against a tree or something. Whoops, that was a dumb move. The Falcon's here now, so I could in theory get on it. And there we go. See, they were damaged enough. And you know, it's just screw it. Don't care about that skirmisher anymore. I mean, I did consider a little bit whether I should go back into the Revenant and try and kill him just for sure.
Spotted some nasty business in the canyon on the way down.
I'll call out targets as we go.
Now this section is a special rule for this level on Zero Shot. So if you've ever seen my Zero Shot run of Halo from Halo 3, the last level, there's a section in that where you go kill 343 Guilty Spark. You're locked in a room with him, you've got no choice of weapons or ammo or anything. And so basically we decided so that Zero Shot runs on that level could work at all, they would need to be able to use that laser in that room. You lose all, similar thing with this, you've got no choice of what weapon you use. If you don't use the grenade launcher, you die instantly on Legendary. You can make it through on like easy and normal and stuff, but on Legendary there's just no way. Like the only possible way would just be pure luck, and that would take so many retries, and you know, you'd just be staring at somebody doing nothing for like 2 minutes anyway, so there's no point. So I decided to make Zero Shot runs on this level possible, just got allow people to use the grenade launcher, because it's not like a standard part of the Halo gameplay. And the Falcon pilot is absolutely awful as well. And nobody else on the Falcon helps you with killing the enemies either.
There's a spire. Solid copy. Dot.
So that's a bit of an easy section in terms of Zero Shotting this level.
Affirmative, sir. Here we go. We just lost all power. We're going down.
Final section.
Lock your armor, Spartan!
Obviously don't need much ammo for this even in normal speedruns. Basically going to adopt the same tactic I used in my Mythic Legendary All Skulls On run. Well, I mean this is the same. This is the same on pretty much all the runs. Come up this side. There's a little jump. Jump. That's a little crouch jump there. Bypasses all the enemies on the ground floor, then you've just got the enemies at the top floor. And you do have to kill them somehow, got to figure that out. So since it was such a pain in the ass to kill them with, kill the elite especially, with Plasma Pistol and DMR on Legendary Oil Skull Zone, I figured out this way you could sneak in and melee them to death. And that's exactly what I'm going to do here. 1, 2. Breaking his fire, melee, throw grenades. A bit scary being so close to a Fuel Rod Gun Grunt. Still one more alive. But he's killed himself. Game over. Hope you enjoyed it. That was Legendary Tip of the Spear, 0 shots in 25 minutes and 15 seconds. Current world record. First run of its kind on this level. I'll see you next time.